right, sir. Sorry about that.
That's okay. I just need you for a few minutes. I want you to start your story again. And first of all, please name the name of the police department and then walk me through the insults and the other things that you described a moment ago.
Okay. My name is John Ingerman. This is about the Pennsauken Police Department in New Jersey. Basically, the newest incident that has happened is last night at around 1:30, 2 o'clock in the morning. Me and a couple of friends were approached while on a friend's property and told to sit on the curb. After being told to sit on the curb, they took everybody's IDs, arrested one gentleman, turned to me, and started asking me questions because they're familiar with my father. There was nothing wrong with anything that I did. I was trying to be respectful. He said, hey, Johnny Cage, like from Mortal Kombat, what are you doing with the sunglasses on? I said, well, sir, you know that I'm legally blind. I have cataracts and glaucoma. And he said, well, do you have any documentation on you? I said, yes, it's in my back pocket. I reached in my back pocket, grabbed it, handed it to him. And he looked at them, threw them at my feet. I picked them up. I could have dropped them, but still, he definitely handed it to me very rough. I was then told to stay there, take my glasses off. I said, no, I want to keep them on. He said, okay. Walked over to the squad car and directly pointed the spotlight into my eyes. All other 8 people who were there saw it, and the other 2 cops saw him pointed into my eyes. And then left the spotlight on me for about 20 minutes.
And hold on, let me ask you a question. The officer turned the light into your eyes during a situation where you had already explained to him that it could damage your eyes?
Yes, sir. I said to him that I have cataracts and glaucoma, and that I'm legally blind. They also know this because I can't drive, and they know that I can't drive. I said that I have cataracts and glaucoma, I'm legally blind, and that the light will severely affect my eyes. I have lens implants. He read on the card and said, what the hell are lens implants? And then threw the cards back at me.
Well, let's back up, because when I spoke with you earlier in a pre-interview, you mentioned that he was making insulting remarks, and he asked you if you had a card to prove you were blind, and that you immediately provided that, correct?
Yes, I immediately handed them to him, and he snatched them out of my hands and looked at them, tossed them back at me.
And tossed them back at you. And what does it say on the card that you handed him?
Let me see. I will take them out. It says that I am basically I was experimentally given what are called crystal lenses for cataracts. I have eye implants. It gives the exact measurements on how much light is magnified into my eyes. And it's signed by me and my doctor. It says the date that they were installed, and it says highly light sensitive.
So he knew that before he put the light in your eyes.
Actually, yeah, as a matter of fact, the reason that the moment that he put the light on my eyes was the moment after he saw the cards. And I'm guessing, I do have proof because the car was facing me. So I'm pretty sure it's on tape, him walking up and intentionally handing me the cards and then turning the spotlight into my face. When I asked him to please, I was like, that light's killing me, man. I put my head in my hands. He told me to sit up, said I wasn't allowed to look down. He needed to see my face. And then one of my friends, who's known me for about 16 years, tried to put his arm right in the way of the light. And he went over and he pushed his arm down and he said, don't you put your hands up.
Now, what was he investigating?
Apparently somebody had called and said there was a noise disturbance, although there really wasn't. And also somebody had went to pull out of a parking spot, stopped in the street, ran out to grab something that they forgot, and left the car in the street. So,
but all that had nothing to do with you?
Absolutely not. A matter of fact, I think the reason that I was primarily targeted was, number one, my father had just gotten in legal issues about a week ago, which they know him. That still doesn't make it right. Mm-hmm. And number two, they started, there was a 19-year-old female sitting next to me, and she had just paid 2 warrants off the day before, mm-hmm. and they kept going up to her and telling her, like, oh, you're lucky, we would have handcuffed you, you would have been in 7-day lockdown. They were basically threatening her on all these things that they could have done to her. And I turned to him and I was like, she's 19, she's already scared enough, could you lay off a little bit? And they immediately turned to me and just laid into me. So being a gentleman and trying to be chivalrous, I was then caused eye pain, which I did not have this. Today when I woke up, I actually had to patch my left eye because I could not see out of it.
Okay, let me go back over the story and make sure I understand it. Were you at your home? Where were you when all these events took place?
I was 4 blocks away from my home. I was at my adopted brother's family's house.
Okay, and do you have some lengthy criminal record that would encourage the police to approach you in this manner?
I have 2 issues that are being handled in court right now. I am a week away from getting off of PTI. I've reported to PTI monthly. I've paid my fines. I've gone to court when needed.
My point is, though, you haven't robbed a bank or done anything that would tell the police right now that they have a crime.
Oh, absolutely not. As a matter of fact, the last time I had an issue with the Pennsauken Police, I kicked a loan note when I was 16 years of age.
Okay.
So
let me just ask a few more questions, then we'll wrap up. The officer who was doing all this, what was his name or what was her name?
unfortunately, due to the fact that my eyes were so bad, I haven't actually gotten a chance to get his name. I have a ticket, but I can't read it.
Mm-hmm.
But I did call the mayor of Pennsauken's office today, Mayor Bill Orr, and I have his assistant working on finding out the details of the ticket that I got, because I also received a ticket for supposedly harvesting a noise complaint or something. Even though it was not my house and I was not in charge of anything there, they gave me a ticket for harvesting a noise complaint.
And the officer who was giving you the hard time, is he the one who wrote out the ticket, or do you know?
Actually, yes, he was, but it was actually two cops. One was just verbally bullying, I'll say. The other one was the one with the light and the verbal comment. The other shorter one did not kick in until he said, when I got in the car, yeah, he better get his ass home before I put him in handcuffs. Which my ex-girlfriend, who hates me, she still called me and told me she hates me to death, but she said the cop said that. She heard him straight out when I was getting in the car, because I was across the street because I was going to leave, and he was like, yeah, he better get his ass in that car before he locked his ass up.
Now, this officer who was involved in this situation, have you ever had an encounter with him before?
The one that was directly related, no. The other one that was shorter, yes. About a month ago, my adopted brother, Antoine, who's 22 as well, he was outside of his house with me, and a police officer pulled up, told him to put his hands in the air. As he says, put your hands in the air, he grabbed Antoine by the wrist and actually placed his hands in the air for him.
Okay.
He then gave my friend a ticket for parking in front of his own driveway, because he was blocking his driveway, and put him under arrest for having thumbs in his car because it wasn't in a marked container. And they put the handcuffs on so tight that I actually have pictures of his hands rubbed raw.
Okay.
That was the same cop that did that to my friend.
Okay. And this is the Pennsauken Police Department, and this happened about 4 blocks from your house, this latest incident, correct?
Absolutely.
Okay.
And that street is my childhood street. I used to live right there on the house across the street my entire life. I just happened to move 4 blocks up in my adult life. Okay.
And how old are you?
I am 22 years of age. I just turned 22, actually.
Okay, you're 22, and you are legally blind.
Yes, I've actually had 9 eye surgeries. I cannot drive. I'm told that I'm not supposed to be outside without sunglasses on unless it's overcast and there's no light. And I actually am working on getting partial disability right now. But I work, but my computer screen is about the size of most people's TVs. That's how bad my vision is.
And this officer knew you were legally blind and still made you take the glasses off and still put light directly in your eyes?
Yes, I mean, after about 30 seconds of telling him I'm putting these glasses back on, they let me put the glasses on. But these sunglasses are not prescribed sunglasses. They were just regular glare-resistant sunglasses. So if I'm riding in a car and someone has headlights on, I put them down. It wasn't designed to keep an entire police spotlight out of my eye. So even though I had the glasses on, my sight was severely affected. I mean, my left eye, I'm starting to get sight back slowly, and I didn't lose it for good. And I had to go my entire day at work today with about 10% of my eyesight in my left eye.
I got it.